What you want? 6 figures, 7 figures, 8, 9, 10. It's endless. It's endless. So if that's you and you're like, yeah, that's what I want. I sign me up. Sign me up. I need some of that. If that ain't enough right there, I know for me, that was everything. Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the Dream Lab with Dr. V, aka your Dreamers Coach, helping new, aspiring, and expanding entrepreneurs take their brilliant dreams of entrepreneurship and make them a brilliant reality. If this is your first time here, welcome. If this is your second, third, or fourth time here, welcome back. If you haven't already subscribed and you come back a few times, I think you like your girl. So, maybe after this one, I will get your subscription, or maybe you're like, wait a minute, I've been forgetting to do that. So let me go do that now. So go ahead and do that now, and then of course, if you enjoyed this video, your girl would appreciate the thumbs up and then share. Like I said before, we are not doing any gatekeeping in 2024. We are making sure that all of the people that we put everybody on, that we let everybody know that, you know what, if you got a dream, you can go ahead and build that thing too. Okay. So go ahead, let your family, your friends, your loved ones, let them know that the Dream Lab is here. Okay. So go ahead and share this with them. Okay. All right. So listen, today, what I want to talk about are all of the brilliant reasons to start a business. So maybe, you aren't necessarily, you're like, I know I want to, right? Or you've had an idea, but you're like, I'm not sure if I should, or I'm not sure if this is the right time, or I see them over there starting businesses, but I don't know if it's for me or if I should start a business. Well, today I want to give you my 8 top reasons to start a business. Certainly there could be many more, all right? But these are my top 8 reasons to go ahead and start a business. All right. So I have been in business for 10 years, and these have been some of my reasons. These have been some of my inspirations, and these have been some of the reasons that have pushed me forward in business. These are some of the reasons that have kept me sustaining in business, and these have become reasons while I have been in business. So I just want to share them with you today, because sometimes before we get into it, we might just not be sure, right? Might not be sure, or maybe you have just seen other people starting businesses, right? And you're like, what they doing over there? Why are they doing that? What's so good about this entrepreneurship thing? So I just want to let you know today. Okay. All right. So number one, there is a calling / anointing on your life for entrepreneurship. And if you see me looking over here, don't even mind me. I just got my laptop here for notes, right? So that I can make sure I give y'all all the information and that I don't forget anything, okay? And so that's what I'm looking at if I'm looking over there. But there is a calling or an anointing on your life for entrepreneurship. And so I may have mentioned to you, or you may have watched one of the other videos where I shared that there is a calling on my life for entrepreneurship, that I have been entrepreneuring since I was about 8 or 9 years old, okay, before I even knew the word entrepreneurship, before I even knew about a business owner or anything like that. God has just put this special gifting on my life for entrepreneurship, I couldn't not do it if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have had bouts where, I worked jobs and things like that, but entrepreneurship was always in the forefront of my mind of what I wanted to do. It's what when I did learn that I could have my own business or knew that, I was saying I wanted it. But even before that, I was always starting businesses. So you probably, I think maybe 2 videos back, I shared my story of, how I used to color pictures and put a price on them to sell and how I did other things, right? So there is just naturally a gifting and anointing on my life for entrepreneurship. And that may be you too. Like, you are constantly feeling that tug, that pull. You have so many ideas that sometimes it feels like your head is spinning. So that may be you. Like, you just know that gifting rests on your shoulders. Like, okay, I have all of these ideas and I want to do something with them. I want to create. I want to serve people. I want to make things better for people. Well, there is likely a calling and anointing on your life for entrepreneurship. And even just the fact that you're here and you're watching this video, more than likely you're a dreamer, because God generally attaches me with dreamers. I am the dreamers coach. I am a dreamer who helps dreamers get their businesses off the ground. That's what I do. I help them get their heads from the clouds to take action and make things happen. So the fact that you're here, yeah, you probably have that calling on your life too, because that's who I serve. That's who God sends me. He sends me the dreamers. And so that is a great reason to start a business, because you want to move in the direction of where God is calling you. You want to do the things that He is calling you to do right now. And so that's reason number one. Okay, that's at the top. We want to move into everything. We want to be obedient to what God is calling us to do and what God is telling us to do. And I think I'm going to do another video on this soon with regards to, this is really the season for the dreamer, and for us to be obedient in walking into where God is taking us. Like, great things are going to come out of entrepreneurship and ministries and things like that for the dreamer in this season. So we got to move. We got to be in alignment with what God is calling us to do. And so that's reason number one. Reason number two is, you will get to be your own boss. You will get to be your own boss. So we already know God is the CEO, right? But here in the physical, you get to be your own boss. You don't have to report in to that job that either you're working now, or that, that next place that you're thinking about, oh, maybe I want to go do that. You will be the boss. You will be the boss. You will be it. You will be that girl or that guy. And so you will be your own boss. And that means, you get flexibility. You get to choose. You get to decide what your business, what work looks like for you. You don't really, we all got to answer to somebody, right? State boards and all those types of things. But on the day-to-day operations, for the most part, you get to control that. You get to do that. You get to say when you're going to leave work to make sure that you get to your baby's play, or that you get to go support your husband and your wife in what they're doing, or, that you want to go take a 2 week or 1 month vacation, right? Like you will get to choose those things and you don't have to ask nobody but yourself. And so, if it's not a good time, then, you get to see that it's not a good time to take that 1 month vacation, right? But it's no one saying, no, you can't take it because we need you here or because this person is out or because this is going on. If you need, a couple hours off in the middle of the day, like you get to give yourself that, right? And so you get to be your own boss. So that's one good thing or another good thing, or a reason to start your own business. You get to make the big calls, all right? And so, being your own boss, if that sounds good to you, then check that off as okay. That might be another reason. Let me know. Put it in the comments. If number one, there's a calling on your life, go ahead and put that in the comments and let me know that, yeah, that would be a good reason for you to start your business. If you are ready to be your own boss and you feel like that would be good for you, go ahead and drop that in the comments too. And let me know that, yeah, it's time for me to be my own boss. All right. Your money making potential is endless. Your money making potential is endless. So that's different than with a job, right? Your boss is going to tell you, or your company is going to tell you how much they're going to pay you. They're going to tell you whether you can get a raise or not, right? And that's what it is. Of course, you can, go up the ladder and be in a different role and you may get more money. Of course, you can go and pursue another job and, you may get more money with that job, but you are still capped at your money making potential. And so you want to make more money. If you want to make more money, if you want to have where your money making potential is endless, entrepreneurship, starting your business, that's what you want to do. And why is it endless? Because as many ideas as you have, that's how much money you can have. As many ideas as you have, that's how much money you can have. And if you're like me, which I know you are, if you're like me and you're a dreamer or a visionary, your money making potential is just endless because your mind is always working. It's always thinking of something. It's always coming up with a plan for something. It's always thinking of something new to do. Okay, because you're a creative, and so your money making potential is endless. As much as you can think and as much as you can create, you can have that money. And so what you want? 6 figures, 7 figures, 8, 9, 10. It's endless. It's endless. So you go ahead and get your number. You go ahead and get your number. But when you get your number, make sure that you're like, okay, yeah, I'm getting ready to dip into entrepreneurship. All right. All right. So you will have more control over your time and ultimately over other areas of your life. So, so I just talked about it like a couple minutes ago. You get to decide when you go on vacation or, making sure that you make it to your baby's play or, making sure that you have enough time with your spouse and things like that. So you have more control over your time and other areas of your life. You don't have someone else dictating to you when you can, shouldn't, can't do something that is important to you. So you have more control over your time and other areas of your life. If that ain't enough right there, I know for me, that was everything. That was everything. And so if that's you and you're like, yeah, that's what I want. I sign me up. Sign me up. I need some of that. I need some more control over my time and other areas of my life, and my job is robbing me of that right now. Let's go. Let's start that business. Let's start that business. You here, so I already know you thinking about it. You thinking about it. You. This is number 5. You will finally be able to utilize your creativity. You will finally be able to utilize your creativity. So you've been at the jobs, you've worked the jobs, you have helped somebody else create their vision based on what they see. But you got vision too. Like you find yourself thinking, I would do it this way, or I would do it that way, or this is good, but I think such and such would be better, right? But it's their company. So you can't do it your way. You can give ideas, right? But they may not take your ideas. But honey, you in your own company, your creativity rules. All right, your creativity is it. So you get to say, I want it that way. I'm gonna do it that way. I want to build. I want to create this. I want to expand this. I want to have this. I want to build this. You are it to do it. All your ideas can flow. All of your ideas get to flow. There is nobody putting you in a box. There is nobody telling you this is the way to do it and it has to be like this. You get to let your ideas just run wild. So and that's where just innovation takes off. That's how new things are created. All of these wonderful things that we have nowadays, like it's created from just somebody being able to be creative and just allow their imagination to run wild. And us dreamers, we are imaginative. Our minds are always running wild. So Yep. So I think I am on number 6 now. It will reduce or put an end to your financial struggles or provide you extra spending money and help build your savings. I know that was a whole mouthful, right? That was a lot. So let me say that again. It will reduce or put an end to your financial struggles. Okay. Or provide you extra spending money or help build your savings. So it's going to put an end to your financial struggles, because when you start your own business, like I said before, there is no cap to the amount of money you can make. Now, I will say this in all transparency, that we got to grow these businesses, right? We got to grow them to make money. They might not make money right at first, but if you stick it out, if you push through, it could put an end to your financial struggles. I remember when I left my last job, the last job that I worked before I started my business. And of course you have some anxiety about leaving what the stable money that I knew I was going to get my check at the end of every month. We got paid once a month, and I knew I was going to get my check at the end of every month and how much it was going to be. And so I'm like, oh gosh, this money is taking care of my family. Like this, I don't know, but at the same time, I knew that there was a calling. I knew I was being pulled to something, and I knew that I was ready, that it was time. It's like, are you ever ready? Yes and no, right? But I was ready to go ahead and launch out and see what this thing was going to be. But what amazed me was that in the first year, the money that I was holding on to or scared to leave at my job, how I almost doubled that when I went into business. The first year. The first year. And so, so whatever financial struggles I had at that time, they weren't anymore because number one, I had more time back and I was making more money. And so it can help put an end to your financial struggles. And just over time, I've been able to build more and more throughout the years. Or, maybe you don't necessarily want to leave your job. You just want something extra, right? You might be like, I love what I do, right? I love my job. I love the company that I work for. I love the people that I work with. I love this security, right? So it's okay, but you might still say, but I feel that tug to start my own. I feel that tug to just let my creative juices flow. I feel that tug, to serve in this particular way that might not be connected with what I do on the day to day. And that's fine. That is fine too. So it might just be that this particular thing, it's going to put more money in your pocket. It's going to put more money in your pocket and just help you financially in that way, as well as allowing you to serve. So it's going to have some benefit. I will say this too. The way that I did it, I left my job with one client, and I'll come on to share more about my story. I left my job with one client and one consultation that was not a long-term thing. And I'm like, whoa, I have stepped out here into the deep for real, and I left my job with that. That was not going to pay the bills. So, unless God tells you, like you are sure that God is speaking to you, because He will, because He spoke to me, don't just leave your job if you don't have the means to be able to do so. Okay, if you don't have the means to be able to do so. My husband was like, go ahead, you can leave, right? And so he knew we was gonna be good for a little bit. Now I kept looking at him like, okay, how long you gonna let me do this? Because but if you don't have the means, stay at your job and grow your business. Grow it, grow it, grow it, grow it to the point where you're like, okay, I can sustain now. I can do this because, I don't want it to be the opposite where, instead of it putting an end to your financial struggle, it's putting you deeper or causing you financial struggle. So, timing is going to be everything, but that is a reason to start a business. That's a reason to get it started and grow that thing. All right, number 7, the generations behind and even sometimes before you will have a model to prove it can be done successfully, and you will be that model. And so the generations behind you and even before you will have a model to prove it can be done successfully. And so, entrepreneurship, it's just gotten really, really, what's the word? It's just gotten where it's like really big, right? Lately, maybe over the past 10, 9, 8, 7 years or so. And it wasn't like that before. And so more and more people are stepping out and doing it, but there are more and more people too that are like, can this be done? And if you do it, you will get to show your children, your nieces and nephews, your grandchildren that this thing can be done. This can be done. This can happen. You can even show, like, it might be your parent that has been thinking about starting a business, or your auntie or uncle or whoever it may be. And they've thought about it and they're like, no, because I saw it didn't work for them, or I saw it didn't work then. You could be that person that shows them that this thing can work, that it will work, right? And so, yeah, the generations behind and before you will have a model. So because you've done it, you've shown other people that it can be done, that they'll be following behind you, and y'all will be generating that wealth together. So go do that. Go be the model. Go show somebody else that this thing can be done. Last but definitely not least, number 8, legacy building and generational wealth. You can create generational wealth. You can build a legacy for your family. Your name could be great, where everybody's going to know such and such company, blanky blanking company. Like, yeah, that can be you building a legacy and building generational wealth, that you'll have something to pass down to your great-grandchildren, to your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. You'll have something to pass down. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, things were not passed down, right? Things haven't necessarily been passed down. I don't necessarily know wealth right now in my family. Like, I'm not saying it's none, but it has not been necessarily shown to me. You know, we doing okay, but no wealth has been passed down to me as of yet. And so, but I know that I want to do that for my grandchildren and my great grandchildren. My children right now, I'm teaching them how to build their own wealth. So yeah, I'll of course pass things down to them. But I'm planning on being here for a long time. Okay, I'm planning on being here for a long time. And so by the time that I'm not here anymore, my kids, they gonna be older too, right? And so, they will be building their own. And my grandchildren, my great grandchildren, they will be the beneficiaries of the legacy that I have built, that I have been able to pass down to them, whether it's through business, giving them a business, whether it's showing them how to create their own business, whether it's me generating this wealth and passing assets and things onto them. I want to do that. And I'm sure you all do too. So that's another great reason to be able to, or reason to start a business. That's another reason to start a business. And so I hope that you have been able to find yourself or to connect with some of these reasons to start a business. I know that, either before I started my business, or somewhere within my business, these have became drivers for me to keep going, to start and to keep going. So if you've been able to connect with any of these, I would love to hear which ones. So you can go ahead and just drop a comment, tell me which one, or tell me the number of the one or ones that you resonate with. So I can continue to cheer you on, and I can feel seen in this too. Like, okay, we are doing this together. We see each other. We are doing this together. And so it's been wonderful. It is always a pleasure to come and to connect with you. Once again, if you have not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. You stayed to the end. You've probably seen another couple at least of my videos, so go ahead and subscribe. Stay here for a while, okay? Join me on this journey, and go ahead and click that notification bell so that you know the next time that I upload another video, because you're gonna want to watch that one too. And share this out. Don't be a gatekeeper. Let somebody else know, all right? And until then, keep on dreaming.